Years of guitar playing with very little progress? Learning something new doesn't have to be boring. You could be musical as you're learning. For me, I love to just grab the guitar and create a simple pulse, add a chord, and the pentatonic scale. That is fun, and you get locked into timing. A metronome helps with this, but the goal is to actually be able to keep that rhythm, that simple pulse, with your right hand. It helps with your muting technique. It helps with your rhythm and timing. So important. And the ideas that you create are movable. You can move up to like just a simple 1-4-5. We're looking at a C9 chord here. Just using the top 3 strings here. 3 on the A string, 2 on the D string, 3 on the G string. It's a little vibrato there. If you keep that pulse, I have my foot tapping here. I have my right hand really locked into that. It's almost like thinking like a drummer. You have the beat of the bass drum and the snare. And you lock that into your timing. And you can add elements of any scale, but I'm using the C minor pentatonic scale, a little extended version right here. Kind of cuts through 3 different positions, and I love that because you can slide. And you're all the way up to the first position. So I have the diagram on the screen if you want to use that for a reference. This isn't just a practice exercise for your guitar playing. This is being musical as you get better at muting, get better with rhythm and timing, using your scales to create phrases, having space in between those phrases, almost a call and response. You're doing all of these things as you practice. You have that chord right there. You might need the metronome. It will help you lock into the timing here. Start slow and build up these ideas. And as I'm using these fill licks in between, I'm really focusing on the root. In this case, you have a C root note here in the diagram, and here, and here. But it just helps to use that sliding motion. And just getting that pulse, mute all the strings to just get a feel for it. And you can do this with any backing track also. You create the pulse and add the chords as you're comfortable. I'm using that little chord there, just the low strings of the C9 chord, and then just hitting the root. So basically, all that is with the pulse in mind. So you can slow this down. That sliding motion of this extended scale. Sliding up on the D string from 3 to 5, hitting 3 on the G string, and pulling back down from 5 to 3, 1 on the D, 3 on the A string, 1, 3. But when you gain some speed to those kind of sliding licks, over and over. And you can speed it up. Going up to some of the higher strings, you can take this on the 4, 6 of the B string and slide up to that blue note. Back down, pulling off the 4. Centered around the root. 5th fret of the G string. I know a lot of you struggle with rhythm and timing, and maybe a lot of you don't like to admit it. I know I did early on, and I kind of did for many years, and it keeps you in a rut. It keeps you stuck with your guitar playing being real stagnant, because you can sound good with very few notes if you have good rhythm and timing. I just proved it there. I'm only playing a few notes here. Just in that little box there. And you can move up the fretboard to F9 and just play these low notes here. Same move as down here. G. G raised 9, little Hendrix chord. If you're not making a lot of progress, work on your rhythm and timing. And it doesn't always have to come from something external, a backing track or something. You need to use your ear, use your heart, the heartbeat. Just that simple pulse to create some musical lines, and you're going to have fun with it, I promise you. As always, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you soon.